All right, ladies and gentlemen, we can go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone, to today's reaction to the newest chapter of Dragon Ball Super. So let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way, shall we? Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and like I said, welcome back to yet another reaction to Dragon Ball Super. Last we left off, Piccolo infiltrated the Red Ribbon Army's secret base to learn that they plan on kidnapping Pan in order to get Gohan's attention. And since, Piccolo is familiar and close to Gohan and his family, he volunteers in order to make sure that, Pan stays okay, since the Red Ribbon Army wants to take out everyone from the Z Fighters. Goku, Vegeta, and everyone that's affiliated with them, including Bulma. So, we get to see what happens as Piccolo flies with one of these henchmen in order to kidnap Pan. So let's get started with today's chapter, chapter 94. I still can't believe that after all this time we spent with Dragon Ball Super, we still haven't broken 100 chapters yet. We're not even 5 chapters away from 100. We're still not at 100 chapters of Dragon Ball Super. How long has this series been out? How long has it been? It's been so long. Chapter 94, Get Your Head in the Game, Son Gohan. And it cuts to Pan waiting for someone to pick her up from kindergarten, with one of the moms picking up one of the other kids while the teacher stands there with Pan, with the mom going, "I'm sorry I'm late, honey." And then as she leaves and other kids leave, we have that one henchman, that one big burly henchman, I forget his henchman number, hiding over behind one of the walls for the kindergarten, while Piccolo is also hiding with him. And they're staring while this one random lady just sees them. And then it cuts to the teacher going, "Bye-bye." And then it's just Pan standing there looking sad. And then it cuts to this one henchman going, "Is that her? Son Gohan's kid?"
Yes.
An aircraft in the... And then it cuts to all the other civilians in the area going like, "An aircraft in the street? Why?" So this red ribbon dude just planted his plane in the middle of the road while it's still busy. He just parked his plane in the middle of the street. And he's just not even inconspicuously just hiding in, just standing on the sidewalk that isn't even hidden off from people, just staring into the kindergarten playground at Pan. In the world today, a grown person doing that, staring at kids from behind a wall, yeah, that's not a good look. It's not a good look, I'm just saying. An aircraft in the street? Why?
Great. The other kiddies already went home. Well, there's no mom in sight, so let's get this over with. Snatching the kid should be a piece of cake. Huh?
Goes Piccolo. And then it cuts to Pan's teacher. "I'm sure your mommy will be here soon." "Yeah."
"Hey, Pan, sorry I'm late."
"Huh?" And then Pan is just looking confused at this henchman who just walked up with Piccolo. Oh right, his name is 15. Is henchman number 15. He's number 15 because it's printed on their uniforms. But he's going,
"Your ma asked me, your favorite uncle, to pick you up. Ready to go home, kiddo? So say bye-bye to the teacher and..."
And before he can even touch Pan, she moves fast enough to leave her hat still in the air and then just hits 15 directly in his midsection and just bodies him. And then Piccolo's just going like,
"Oh, whoops."
Because you remember, Piccolo's the one who's been training Pan this whole time. Piccolo's the one that's been training Pan this whole time. And Pan just bodied number 15.
"Oh my, what's the matter? I don't know him. He's a stranger."
And then Piccolo runs up, and then Pan is prepared to fight, but it's Piccolo.
"Huh? Is that you, Piccolo?"
Good eye, Pan.
And the fact is that Pan is able to tell that it's Piccolo before he can even take his mask and visor off.
Good eye, Pan.
I mean, I'd know your chi anywhere.
Good girl.
Ah, This poor man must be a friend of yours, Piccolo.
Yeah, sorry for the disturbance. This is a training exercise. Anything for the granddaughter of the absurdly wealthy Hercule.
Oh, is that all? Wonderful to hear.
Because if you explain that there are people out there trying to kidnap Pan, that would cause a bit of a panic for the teacher, and then people who don't need to get involved would get involved. But Piccolo just picks up 15 and carries him over to the plane while everyone is still staring at the plane in the middle of the street. Excuse me, sir. Would this be your aircraft? And it cuts to basically an officer, I guess, writing a ticket.
Yeah, it is.
You know you can't park that here.
You're picking up Hercule's granddaughter. Never mind me, carry on.
Sorry, mister. We'll take off in a minute.
The fact that Hercule's name carries so much weight that even police officers will be all like, you're affiliated with Hercule then. Okay, just do what you want. The fact that his name carries that much weight in the world.
You're picking up Hercule's granddaughter. Never mind me. Carry on.
Sorry, mister. We'll take off in a minute.
Safe travels.
Whose ship is this?
The Red Ribbon Army's. A bunch of bad guys.
What's going on?
We'll talk once we're in the air. And then they take off. I need you to wear these cuffs for now, but we both know you can break out of them at any point.
No problemo,
goes Pan. And then they just shakily fly into the air.
Hey, do you know what you're doing?
Duh.
And then he just accelerates, and he goes straight through a Clean God poster. Because, Piccolo's a horrible driver. And they're shakily just flying through the air.
Goodness.
And then the police officer's going, ah! And as they fly through the air, Pan talks to Piccolo.
You suck at flying this thing.
Yeah, it's not exactly my forte.
So, wanna fill me in?
Right, well, you see...
And then time passes, and then he talks to Pan about everything that Piccolo's been through.
And so I infiltrated as one of them to check things out.
That explains the costume.
First thing on their agenda is kidnapping you. They want to lure out your dad so they can take him out.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Don't make light of this. These guys are really bad. You've got to pretend to be scared now that you've been abducted. But I'm watching out for you, so don't worry.
Daddy's been so busy, though. I don't know if he'll come for me.
Of course he will. Because if he doesn't, I'll beat him within an inch of his life.
And then it cuts to Gohan, who just sneezes while he's working, still wearing the weighted clothes that Piccolo put on him. And then it cuts to 15, who wakes up.
Ugh. Ow.
Let me go! I'm so scared!
You're awake.
You pulled it off?
Yes.
Keep your mouth shut about what went down, okay?
Huh?
I mean, about how I got my butt handed to me by an ankle biter.
Yeah, sure thing.
And then it just cuts to Pan, who's just, smiling. And then it cuts to Piccolo finally going into the secret base of the Red Ribbon Army. And, clumsily landing. And then it cuts to Pan being tossed into like a big comfy chair. Along with Co-Main and 15 and Piccolo. And then she's peeking, and then Piccolo just nods as she, pretends to be scared as they take an image of her.
I'm scared, Daddy. Help me!
Perfect. Got that recorded. Very good. Now go show that to Son Gohan and escort him here. You got it, sir. And then it cuts to Pan, who jumps off the chair and goes over to a plate of cookies. No cookies for you. You're not here for fun. And then Pan pouts. And then Co-Main just starts eating the cookies. Hey, number 94.
Yes?
You go join this part of the mission too, given how familiar you are with the area.
Roger that, sir.
And then it cuts to Pan licking her tongue out at Co-Main as he combs his hair. Because, you can't just eat cookies in front of a child and be all like, everything is fine. But we cut back to Gohan's place. Well, Videl and Gohan's place. And 15 rings the bell.
No point to that. Over here,
goes Piccolo, and he motions over to the door, over to the window where Gohan still is after all this time. And then he just taps on the glass, and Gohan looks back.
You really do know the score, huh?
And then Gohan speaks. What? Can I help you?
You son Gohan?
Yes, I am.
What's with the goofy getup?
Oh, you mean this? Long story.
He hasn't realized who I am? What's wrong with him?
Yeah, the fact that Pan was able to tell that it was Piccolo the moment he showed up and his face was covered, but Gohan can't tell. Gohan can't tell that it's Piccolo in front of him. It just shows you how much his skills have truly dulled over the years. All because he wanted to become an academic.
He hasn't realized who I am. What's wrong with him?
And then 15 points a gun at Gohan.
Even Pan recognized me instantly.
Unless you want to die, you're going to take a trip with us. Look, I'm a little busy. And then Gohan just casually closes the window.
You got eyes, don't you? There's a gun in your face. There's a gun in your face.
And then Gohan just casually flicks the gun out of 15's hand. And then Gohan, because the gun lands far behind number 15. Could you please leave? I'm about to call the cops.
Take a look at this.
I'm scared, Daddy. Help me.
Pan! Get the picture? We've got your little girl. You wouldn't want anything awful to happen to her, yeah? So pipe down and follow us.
And then it cuts to Gohan. Who's just like shuddering. And then you see him grip onto the windowsill and break the windowsill. Don't mess with a father. Don't mess with a father's daughter. Don't, because it's like this. It's like this. I felt this way when I was watching the movie, with just watching this whole ordeal happen. Just seeing Gohan just go mad after seeing Pan be in trouble. But he grips on the windowsill and breaks it. And then 15 goes to grab his gun, going, jeez. And as before he even touches it, Gohan stomps on it and breaks it. Because he's literally just appeared right in front of 15. And then Gohan just screams out and he powers up. And he powers up with enough force to actually cause the ground underneath him to just crater underneath the force of him powering up.
What?
And then 15 gets knocked back. And then Gohan, already in Super Saiyan form, goes, "What'd you do to my Pan?"
Nothing. She's fine. Nobody touched a hair on her head yet.
So, would you mind kindly coming with us, sir? Lead the way, and make it fast. And then you're in big trouble if anything's happened to Pan.
Roger that.
And then Piccolo's all like,
all right, here we go. This is really what's going to get Gohan back into fighting strength again.
But it cuts to a darkened sky, and it starts to rain. And we see Pan in the rain, along with Magenta, and Komain, and Dr. Hero, along with hero number one, Beta and 2, I forget their names, number 1 and 2, standing there. And then Komain going, they should arrive shortly. And it cuts to the plane with 15 and Piccolo flying in. And Pan notices her dad, goes, ah! And then Gohan goes, there she is! And he jumps out of the plane and lands with such a resounding slam onto the ground, it knocks away all other Red Ribbon Army soldiers who were there preparing to take him on. And he's landed so fast that you can see the water droplets still suspended in midair, because that's how forceful he landed on the ground. This was a cool scene to see in the movie itself, where he just landed so hard that he actually dissipated the rain for a quick second and knocked everybody everybody back. That's what you call a superhero landing. And he's just staring at him. Pan's going,
he came! Daddy's here!
Pan! And then it cuts to number 1, who goes, you showed up, son Gohan. You'll be facing me now. And then Gohan just speeds past. He just speeds past number 1 and goes straight towards where Pan is.
Quick! Quick! Number 2!
Goes Dr. Hedo. And 2 comes in and swats away Gohan, who immediately rights himself and throws off one section of the weighted clothes he's wearing.
Daddy!
Cheap shot. It's not your turn, number 2. Son Gohan is mine. Sheesh, if you say so, number 1. He caught me off guard, that's all. Who are you people? If you want to save your precious girl, you gotta beat this fella here. As Magenta just points out to number 1, android number 1. And then it's just raining, and then both number one runs towards Gohan, who easily blocks him. And as number 1 prepares to, hit Gohan, Gohan knocks him backwards. And then number 1 gets up, and he speeds and headbutts Gohan. And as Gohan's on the ground, number 1 gets on him and then punches him in the face. Then jumps, somersaults back in the air, and then flies in the air and tries to hit Gohan with a flying dive kick, which Gohan catches. And the ground underneath them completely craters because, they're incredibly strong individuals and they go underground.
Yikes! Run!
And then even the guard that's supposed to be standing watch over Pan runs away because, this is too much for them to handle. And then the only person that's left is Piccolo standing right next to Pan.
See? He came for you.
Yeah, but that other guy's strong. Can Daddy win?
Not a chance.
Huh?
We've got to hope that Gohan regains his battle instincts. He needs to wake up and get his head in the game.
And then it cuts to underground with Gohan fighting number 1. What are you? A superhero. Excuse me? As Gohan adjusts his glasses again. And then number 1 flies in and hits Gohan directly in the midsection and bats him away. Gohan bounces off of a pillar to right himself and goes, not a robot. Let me guess. An android then. You're awfully savvy. Yeah, that adds up. But why resort to such dirty tactics? The kidnapping was not my idea. I'm only following orders in my quest for justice. Orders? This is justice? Yes, we seek to eliminate your wicked cabal. And then 1 rushes Gohan. Wait, what? And as he's preparing to defend himself from number 1, 1 swings around Gohan and hits him directly in the back. And all you can hear is the punches resonating and echoing from the hole underground as Magenta looks on. Anyone want to fill me in? Are we winning or what? And then there's an explosion.
What now?
And it cuts to Gohan, who's airborne and back on ground level again. And he's in Super Saiyan form.
You gotta be kidding me. I've witnessed that transformation before. They must be aliens after all,
goes Dr. Hedo as number 1 flies into the air.
That power-up of yours is no surprise.
Then Gohan takes off his glasses and throws it away, and then puts his hands together. Ka-me-ha-me. And then number 1 takes his gun out. Ha! And Gohan shoots a Kame at number 1, and 1 dodges, and then shoots directly at Gohan. And he sees it, and he bats away the shot instantly. And then we cut to number 15, the same dude that was traveling with Piccolo. He's finally out of the plane, and goes, ugh, that stings. That guy sure is a real pain. And he says this as that rebounded shot from number 1 that got knocked away by Gohan goes sailing towards him. And he runs away as this shot destroys the plane.
Ugh, my mistake.
And 1 is not able to actually react fast enough as Gohan, who's assumed his Super Saiyan form now, because he wasn't in it before. For for a split second. He wasn't in it before when this fight started. He was in Super Saiyan form when he got angry over the thought of Pan being kidnapped and someone doing something to his daughter. But then he remained normal on the trip over. But now, and then he started this fight with number 1 in his regular state. But now he's entered into a Super Saiyan form and that's when he went for the Kame Blast earlier. And he kicks away 1, and they're just fighting at high speed in the air that they can't even be followed by anyone except for, people like Piccolo, number 2, and Pan.
Nice! Daddy, get him!
Dang it, not ideal.
Huh?
It was just like this when I faced the other one. As these guys fight, they methodically learn their opponent's moves and capabilities.
And then 1 goes, "That's enough, I've got the gist." As he moves out of the way, and he's starting to learn how to fight Gohan.
Is that the full extent of your power?
Come again?
If so, you stand no hope of winning.
And it cuts to Gohan, who tries to land a blow onto number 1, but now number 1 is no longer on the defensive, he's just merely dodging out of the way. And then 1 rears back and grabs Gohan by the throat and slams him into the ground.
Yeah! Yes! Exquisite! That's my Gamma for you!
And then Gamma slams Gohan into the ground. Also slightly choking Gohan, and just a little bit of blood gets shot out of his mouth a little. And he throws and tosses Gohan away into the air. Then he jumps up, and he's right above Gohan, and knocks him down to the ground. And then we get Piccolo and Pan.
Daddy!
Listen, Pan, I need you to shout like you're in pain.
Come on.
Ow!
And Gohan looks back, and Pan, with Piccolo is going,
It hurts!
Pan! And then it cuts to number 2 going, "Yo, knock that off! What's the big idea? Hands off the kid!" And then even number 2 is all like, "What are you doing?" And then it cuts to Piccolo and Pan going, "Huh?" And then we got Gohan, who just charges up, and he charges up so much that he actually clears the clouds. Like this big burst of power that emanates from Gohan is so forceful that it clears the clouds and it's no longer raining. Kind of reminds me of a punch from Saitama that's capable of changing the weather. But he charges up with power, and then it just shows Gohan. It just shows Gohan in his regular state, but he has an incredibly serious face on him. And then Gamma's just looking at Gohan, perplexed. Yeah, and that's the end of this chapter. Like I said, this is a continuation of the movie itself. And, I mean, it's including parts that were not present in the movie. So it's kind of like extending a little bit of what we didn't see for Dragon Ball Superhero. But overall, this was a pretty good chapter. I mean, honestly, like I said before when I started this whole arc, is that I've already seen everything that's happening here. So it's just me re-going through those events, panel by panel. So it's not anything monumentally huge, but at the same time, it's still good to read these chapters and remember how good it was to see these scenes in the movie. But that is my reaction for Dragon Ball Super. We all know what's about to happen next, especially if you've seen the movie. But it's when this arc is over. That's when we're going to be in, unknown territory. As soon as we get done with this whole Dragon Ball superhero arc for Dragon Ball Super, we got to get back to the whole matter of either going back to Trunks and Goten, or get back to Goku and Vegeta training, or we get like a brand new threat, or maybe we just get, Frieza. Like, who knows what we're going to get after we're done with this Dragon Ball superhero arc for the manga. But it should be interesting. I really need to keep a better eye on these chapters because sometimes they just pop up without warning, and I don't find out about it until the day after. So that gets kind of annoying sometimes. But I'll do a much better job of making sure that I get these chapters' reactions out the day these chapters come out. So, Apologies for that. But overall, that is my overall reaction to Dragon Ball Super's 94th chapter. Still can't believe that we're not at 100 chapters yet. That's shocking to me. We're not even at 100 chapters. But these chapters be majorly long though. But yeah, that's all I got for today's reaction of Dragon Ball Super. All I can say at the end of the day is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, and share this stream with everyone you know, because the more the merrier. Because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.